All right. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to invite you here, virtually at least, to my Naples, Florida studio. I finished building it about a year ago, I believe. And I don't take many in-person clients at this point in my professional life, but I want to stay true to how I started with my skincare line, which is uh,
Uh-oh, having some technical
okay.
difficulties.
This
Oh, your Wi-Fi maybe? You're freezing up.
I'm freezing. Oh, okay. How is it now?
That's good.
Is it better now?
At least we can hear you, but
Okay.
your screen is frozen
Okay,
on a
there was some
big
message
smile.
that I clicked. Um, so how, what I was saying, like I started my skincare line is, once I uh worked the week, I thought that really was back in 2010, and I realized that the Jalik was not as natural as we were educated on. Then I searched for different lines, and I used a few other brands, and they were truly natural, but at the same time, it was very hard to achieve not real results oriented skincare lines. And then I realized that, the natural skincare is produced by people who are very passionate about natural, but then they don't have the knowledge, the education of what the skin needs, what would bring the results. So like the knowledge was, the education was missing. Then if we're talking about, the medical grade, then that is not natural and it delivers results, but that's not what I was passionate about. So that's how I created my skincare line, and it's been going since 2010, like with one product, second product, and then my clients started asking, if they can buy the product and they can take it home with them, and so and so and so. So I wanted to stay true to my roots where I started the skincare line, and to keep my hands on, to keep, giving facials to clients and seeing what is needed and how to tweak my, products formulations that I already have, and to create new. And so then the packaging, the other thing, many lines, skincare lines, even the most natural and certified organic would put their product in plastic. And plastic is not a solid material. Plastic reacted, especially if we are talking about, you know, effectiveness. So we need enzymes, we need fruit acids, we need acids, and that is going to react. Those, even water, it's been proven that water bottles are not that safe to drink from the water bottle that is plastic and it was sitting somewhere. So anyway, I will only always package in glass, because glass is not penetrable, is not reactive. Glass is glass, And and then it's like I always search for different packaging. So recently I looked, something popped, on my search on Google that it's airless. That's great. Like I love the idea of the airless, pumps and all that. But then I emailed the company and they, refer themselves as the ecological, solution for beauty packaging and all that. And then when I asked what is the tube inside, inside was plastic. So you have the exterior as glass, but the product sits in plastic. Now tell me, how does that make sense? Why there's the glass to begin with? Like why do we have that breakable, heavier exterior to just label as ecological packaging if the product itself sits in plastic? Okay. So that doesn't work for me. So we're just gonna continue packaging the way we were packaging, um, because of the transparency that were really natural skincare line. And I know once I put my ingredients in my products, I know what I put in, and that's gonna stay in there and only that. I'm not gonna have particles of plastic floating and creating irritation for people and on their skin and so on. So, the other thing is like, I'm sure you all know that I never use water as an ingredient because if you use water, first of all, I don't want to pay for water, that could be up to 80% or 90% of the product that is water. It does not have the benefit, does not have any benefits for the skin, really. It's not a hydrating because it doesn't penetrate. It would be scary if water penetrated the skin because we wouldn't be able to go in the ocean, in the lake, or even take a bath because we would be full of water. Only the very top two layers of the dead skin that water penetrates. So, but also, if the water is an ingredient in the skincare product, it's not that, like I said, we don't want to pay for water, but also um, there's no way of naturally preserving it because it's alive. Well, all the ingredients going to be alive, but it just, there is no way for water to be preserved when it's mixed with other ingredients. So then we're talking about um, more likely synthetic, but definitely not natural ways of ingredients to preserve, products to preserve. And it needs to be preserved. Even if it's in a refrigerator, it still needs to be preserved. And if you're, wanting to use it in a treatment room, if you want to store it in the bathroom, it has to be a preservative. And I have worked with mainly Lucidol, but there are like different types of Lucidol, different strengths, different, like could be liquid, could be powder, depending what product I'm making. But then also other ingredients I would use that are, not just natural, like they're like edible. It's a probiotic derived, Lucidol comes from kimchi or sauerkraut, how you want to say it. Anyhow, so that's about packaging. Let's go into, because today's theme was the new products. And since I have not been talking about products for a while, if you
I'm going to
there,
interrupt you for a quick second because we have someone who has not met you and so doesn't know your background. So I just put the slide up of your background, just a quick intro. You skipped over introducing yourself.
yeah, okay. Sorry. I kind of realized that everybody knew me. So hello, Raquel. So I am a licensed esthetician for over 20 years now, and I've been practicing all these years, and I'm still practicing. So the product line, how I don't think even I finished when I was saying before, natural skincare lines usually are made by very passionate people who would like to just use natural, products on themselves. Then there's a medical field that, scientists make the products, don't really care much about the natural side of it and how healthy it is for us, but just to deliver results. And so as an esthetician, I needed to know once I opened my business back in 2010, and I'm an esthetician for over 20 years, licensed in two states now in California and Florida. And I needed the product line that would be truly natural, packaged in a natural, which is only glass, that is not penetrable or reactive to active ingredients, and that would deliver results for me and my clients, and clients would keep coming back, to for more for more products to take home to for the home maintenance and also to come back for facials. I am certified in and trained in like over 30, I don't even know. I kept saying over 30 many years ago, certifications and licenses. I have a postgraduate from International Dermal Institute. I am also a Reiki master practitioner. I don't teach at the moment. I just want to create my own way how I would do it. But I bring that energy healing into the products. All my products are made by hand, by my hand. It's a handmade product. And I give a treatment to, to my products. So they're Reiki infused and made with love. I absolutely love my life, love products, love what they do, and love my clients. So yes, there are some certifications that I am listing with my um, presentation, but there's so many that I'm not even listing because it would be too long of a list, let's say. And you can ask me any questions when the questions come. No, pleasure to meet you too, Raquel. All right, so new products. So today's oh, yes. So some new products and some products that are updated. So something like a Comper solution, I've been working and tweaking and changing and adjusting for years. And it's been this way now for a while, and I believe that's going to stay this way. So um, now and if we're talking about the facials and success in facials and um, this is one of the main products, seriously. As a success in the facial, to have results and for other products and for other steps in the facial to work, this is the main one. And it smells great, but also it's a food for the skin. So it's in your hands, it's in your power how you gonna, wrap that, face of the towel where you want, but you want every single inch to be hydrated and touched by the solution. How I use it. This one is a teaspoon. This is a teaspoon, and I use a crock pot. I believe that crock pot is the best in the facial because years ago, it's been really over 20 years that I did not use steam because only very little in the beginning of my practice as an esthetician that they use steam. And I'm a very calm and happy person, but I would have anxiety anytime I turn on a steam. And, if it's gonna spit hot water and if it's gonna burn my client, anyway, most of my clients did not like that part either. But then also I realized that it doesn't really help because if you have the enzyme and you have that steam going, yes, it's gonna activate the enzyme, but you can do that with the hot towel. You put the enzyme mask and you put the hot towel on it. Anyway, but it's hard to really get the whole spectrum of the sides of the face and the neck and everywhere where you're going to do the facial to prep the skin. So what I was saying, my crock pot is bigger than normal crock pots are. So I would use 2 tablespoons. So if your is a regular size, Christina, how many gallons is yours that you're using?
That's a good question. I think it's like a 4 liter,
Yeah, so
five
it's
liter.
about a gallon plus. So for that size, you would take 2 teaspoons, 1 tablespoon, or like I said, mine is double the size, and I like it because then the water doesn't spill out. So I put double dose of that, 2 tablespoons. I heard previously that people would put in the water and then they soak the towels, wring it out, and put in the hot cabbie. You can do that. I don't recommend because I like this is the one product that I don't really recommend adjusting how I recommend to use. I recommend in the crock pot and not directly on the skin. I heard that before as well. This is too concentrated and it's not recommended. I do not recommend. So if you truly want to benefit, from what I put, like the concentration of the ingredients that they put in that product, use the way I recommend. And so, double dipping is not recommended, right? But what we do, we use multiple towels. We don't double dip. We only dip a few times in the same crock pot is when we do the compresses um, to warm it up the towel. That's all. And so yes, the compress solution is absolutely number one in the facial to deliver the results that you want. And don't skip it. And let me know once you start using it, what you feel about it. Okay, what is the next, Christina, on the list? Blue green algae is not a new product. It is adjusted, and I absolutely love the way it works right now. Yes, we're saying that is for inflamed skin or acne, but just because it helps so much those skin conditions, not because other people would not benefit from it. So the main change in that product is the ozonated oil, and it's a castor oil. And I mean, it works like magic. I even use that if somebody has like super, super sensitive skin, it can be acne or it can be dehydration. I would use that instead of an exfoliant. I would put that on, leave it on, and then lightly massage, and then clear it with the towel and continue with the facial. So it can be used as a very gentle exfoliant just because of the clays in there. And yes, ask all the questions. I'm gonna go after, I'm done with, or how would you like to do it? Would you like me to answer questions as we go? Maybe that would be a better idea so nobody forgets what they wanted to ask. Okay, so I'm gonna just look at
Okay, so Raquel asked, do you melt it? Oh, sorry, Shane answered the question for us. That's amazing. Do you spread the solution on the wet towels or in the crock pot?
in a crock pot. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear. So I take the solution, and I depending on the size of your crock pot, this is a teaspoon. So I would take 2 heaping teaspoons in about a gallon of water. And I mix it with my hand, and then I dip in the towels for the compresses. And I do compresses after I wash the skin. So I do the cleanse, double cleanse, whatever your procedure is for whichever facial. And then I do the compresses. I compress chest twice and face 5 times. I have my way of wrapping it up. Those who took my classes in person, I showed. But even if you're not gonna do fancy, just like wrap the way you wrap for, when you clean the mask off or the cleanser off, as long as you're gonna, pat and hold that towel for the skin to absorb and get hydrated and prepared for the facial. Like I said, it's gonna prepare for the exfoliation, it's gonna prepare for the product penetration. I mean, it's truly one of the most important steps in the facial, and clients absolutely love it because it smells like neroli. It is neroli. It smells like orange blossoms, and female or male, all clients actually love that smell. It was the safest one to use because everybody loves the orange blossom smell.
I was going to say the hot water in the crock pot will melt the solution pretty instantly. So you just kind of swish it around, it'll melt, and then you put the towels right in, and then it's good to go.
The question, do my ingredients react with metal? I don't put like I don't use anything like the spoons are metal, but I mean, I didn't have any issues with metal. I wouldn't store my products in metal, but for mixing, for distribution, for any of that, it's totally fine. Were you asking Shane about the crock pot being metal, or because crock pots usually are metal on the outside and what is that? So, Christina, help me. What is,
Ceramic.
ceramic. There you go. Oh, metal spoons are fine. Yes, and metal spoons are fine. Yes, your point about the honey and the enzymes is so interesting to me. I was a beekeeper for like a year, like I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it. I bought a few hives, and because I have so many, blossoming things year round, like, oh, it's gonna be great. And I did for a little bit. The thing is, like people and beekeepers would say, oh, don't use the metal spoon, use, like the wooden or even the plastic is better. All right. But the extraction, how you're gonna take the honey out of the combs is metal. So by the time you buy the product to use, it already touched metal. So, you know, just like those packaging, like I said, like, yes, oh, we're ecological and we have glass, but then the plastic holds the product inside of the glass. So this is kind of the same way. Yeah. It's just like cool words to say, ideas to share, but everybody's using the metal spinners to get the honey out of the comb. So anyway.
Did
Uh,
we finish blue-green algae mask?
Yes, so blue-green algae, I thought I finished it already, unless there are any questions, what to use, what not to use it with, on what kind of skin. It's good for any skin, it's beneficial for any skin, and it can be used, mostly it's going to be used as a mask. But like I said, there were times when the people came like with super painfully looking skin, dehydrated and irritated, and they didn't want any enzymes for exfoliation, but I needed the exfoliation. So I went for blue-green algae as an exfoliant. I'm not gonna market it that way. I'm just telling you from my own experience.
I'm going to add a tip that I recently discovered in my treatment room was someone who was very acne prone, but also very topically dehydrated. So after doing the compresses, doing the charcoal microfoliant, the skin was still too dry to do extractions. So then I actually flipped it around and did the blue green algae mask right after the charcoal exfoliation and then did the extractions after. And it was magic.
Nice tip. Yeah, you will learn as you have enough of my products that you can switch places, and I'm always open on Facebook or Instagram. Use my Deanna Release, not the Deanna Release Skin Health pages if you want to contact me directly because Christina takes care of the other ones. So if you want to ask me questions, and Christina's an esthetician, you can ask her as well. But if you want to reach me, Deanna Release, on Facebook or Instagram, I'm always open to answer any questions you might have. Or thank you. Yes. Okay. Any other questions or magnesium oil? Okay, so magnesium oil is not like a skincare product, but it is necessary in a way, like to use whatever it takes natural to have a good night's sleep. And magnesium oil would do that. So I use a pure magnesium chloride flakes. So, also oil does not really necessarily mean oily oil. So this is a very light consistency. Just like, we say hyaluronic acid, and clients would say, like, oh, I can't have any acid. Like, well, it's not really acidy acid. So this is kind of not oily oil. It's called oil, but it comes from chloride flakes. And to increase the penetration and also add additional um, soothing, skin soothing, body soothing ingredient is the aloe vera juice and also lavender essential oil. So, you know, like I'll show you on my hand. So it penetrates as you massage like right in. So if you're a massage therapist, that's an excellent one to use on any sore muscles. But if you're gonna be using for yourself or sell to your clients, I recommend applying on the feet right before the bed. And no, it's not gonna go all over the sheets because, like I said, it penetrates right away as you massage in. And it helped my kids. It helped Christina's husband. It helped Christina also to have a better night's sleep. So that way, um, it is helpful for the skin because we get enough sleep. And, like Christina said, the beauty sleep is a real thing. So it's necessary. Christina, did you?
Also, in my 7 month pregnancy, my back is starting to hurt, so I've been using it on my back too.
Nice, nice. No, it's like magnesium, especially topically, you can't really overdo it. And most of us are lacking magnesium in the body. So that's that. But like I
Just
said,
one quick thing about the absorption. When I talk to clients about this, everyone says, "Oh, I've tried, the Epsom salt baths, and I've tried the sprays and the oils and everything, and it gets sticky and itchy and all that." And I don't know what the magic here is in the formulation, but it really does absorb pretty instantly, and it smells amazing too.
yeah, so like I said, that's partially because of the aloe vera. The penetration is so immediate because of the aloe vera that they mixed in. Aloe vera juice, but also, Epsom salts, unfortunately, are usually fake, meaning man-made and not from nature. It's a very limited supply for the magnesium. It's like they're not salty salts like we were talking about, but also it's a different type of magnesium. It's not chloride, so it wouldn't do the same as the chloride would does help, the sleep.
I'm not sure if the chat will kind of relate to the video. So I'm just going to read out Shane's question, even though I replied to it in the message, is that if you were to apply it in one place, where it would be best, and it would be the soles of the feet.
Yes, definitely the soles of the feet because, you know, our body, the whole body is connected to the feet. So we have, when I studied acupressure, so like 7,500 something nerve endings and on the feet. So by massaging on the feet, we get absorption for the whole body, whichever. Um, you can do the cotton socks, Shane, but I don't. I just like massage and wait a minute, it really takes that short and I just go on because where I live, in sunny Florida, Naples, it would be too hot to sleep with my socks. But, if, it's not bad at all. Obviously, I'm just saying it's not necessary. Okay, so as my products were created because of what my clients needed, some of my products were created because what my family needed. So, like Christina mentioned, Christina got pregnant. It's like, oh, okay, well, we need a new product. So these two products were inspired by Christina's pregnancy and to help her tummy skin to stretch healthily and not have stretch marks. So, as it was created for the pregnancy, for the belly, it's not only for that. That's why, like, we were like, do we call it belly butter and or a belly strengthening serum, like, and then we chose the strengthening serum and strengthening body butter as a name because everybody can use it. I'm using it. Like I had, a few stretch marks when I was pregnant with Christina, and I'm applying and I think it's working. And even though like what is over 33 years, on my stretch marks that I had. So anybody really can, like, on a dry skin. It's just like I wouldn't separate those two because they have different ingredients. I tried to put both ingredients, the serum ingredients and the body butter ingredients in one product, and that didn't work. So I had to separate because the serum needs to penetrate first, and the butter needs to be moisturized on top. So once again, like the potency of the ingredients are important. It's not that it's in there at a very small percentage, but like how much is in there. So gotu kola, it's great for skin strengthening, for the whole structure of the skin. But if we have just a minuscule amount, what is it doing really? So in the serum, this is the first ingredient, which means use the most. That's the base. So again, all skin types you can sell to your clients, or if you're a massage therapist, you can also sell to your clients, but you can also use in a treatment whatever is needed.
If I'm not mistaken, gotu kola is like the only ingredient that's been studied to actually prevent or reduce the signs of stretch marks.
That's what I found too. This is the one ingredient that does it, but also it needs to be, this is the structurally helping. But then, what else is helping is going to be hydration and moisture, because we need hydration and moisture for the skin to not just to be tighter, but to be more flexible to stretch. And, it's like people that lose weight, have issues with the sagging skin and everything. So if they use the products to help to strengthen it back, So anyway, it works for any skin type really. And if you just have a sagging underarms, or I have a long sleeve now, but you can apply there as well. So you can't go wrong with that. The brightening skin serum is one of the newest. I recommend that only be applied at night. It's um it's a strong serum, but there's no bleaching. You're never gonna find ingredients that are bleaching because one is not healthy for the skin, for the body, but also it's very temporary. So I prefer ingredients that change what is happening within the skin versus, just topically bleaching and then you need to bleach again, then the new skin, comes to the surface. So, uh, koic acid is going to be the main brightening, but niacinamide as well. And I say use it at night because, my skin too reacted I don't know why it didn't react every single night, but it depends, I guess, how dry my skin was or so. But it's like the first time I applied, my skin got bright red, and then sometimes it didn't, and sometimes later it would do it again. This is not a bad, it's not a side effect. It's not like bad for the skin. It just increases so much circulation. And if the skin, for what, like what we ate or what, like so many things are, causing everything, everything causes everything, right? So it didn't happen. It doesn't happen every single time I apply it, but is not uncommon for the skin to become very red. But that it didn't hurt, it didn't itch even, like it was just red. And I heard that somebody else had a similar reaction as well, but just not to be alarmed. And so if you're gonna use it after the facial or during the facial, just make sure that you cover well and people are not going into the sun, because those are acids. Those are fruit acids, but it's like you will not leave them as a finishing product and not be covered well. Like I would just prefer that being in the facial, used in the facial if you're going to use it in a brightening facial, but then wiped off, or just sell to clients to use it at night. Those who need skin brightening. Any questions?
It smells really good.
Oh yes, the smell is ylang ylang. And that's another thing. I don't think I gave you, Christina, new pictures, but I'm growing three plants. One is a vine, and two are the big trees, like bigger than me now, ylang ylang, and they're blooming right now. They're blooming actually for months. So I've been making new essential oils from it. That's pretty amazing. Amber Restore Treatment Oil. So this is one of the new ones, and it's going to be part of the Amber collection. We're going to go into, every month we're going to choose a different. Oh, thank you so much, Shane. We're going to go into the facial protocols. So the Amber collection is going to be used in the Amber facial. I'm Lithuanian and I use specifically Baltic amber ingredients in my products, and it smells so amazing. Yes, we can make essential oils from the plants, from the flowers, but we can also make from resin, which is amber. And specifically Baltic, amber, it's very known to me. Like I grew up with that, like with having pounds and pounds always. I still have a lot of jewelry always with amber because it has the metaphysical, benefits as well as the healing, properties. And succinic acid is the healing for the skin, is in the amber. And so that oil is also very light consistency. Christina, I think it's 2 ounce.
Yes.
Yes. So Raquel was asking the back bar size. Yes, since I'm gonna be sharing facial protocols and one is gonna be amber. So yes, it's gonna be offered in the back bar as well. And also about the back bar, since I am an esthetician, and that's how I started this product line, I understand that this is like the pricing wise, the products that are used in the back bar are like very low priced for the benefit for the esthetician. So I know how difficult it was at times for me to invest so much and to have, minimums to order and to have minimums to reorder. So for reordering, there's never a minimum. And to order the first time, we have, 500 limit, but it's so easy. If you're gonna do, a few facials with my products and have few products to sell, it's very easy to meet that first minimum. But then after that, I mean, you can order one product if you don't mind paying for shipping. So yes, so it's gonna be it is, to sell to clients, but also to to use it in a facial. Any other questions? Oh, Sage. Okay, Sage Clarifying Lotion is one of my newest products. I absolutely love it. I have to show this one. So this comes in the back bar and the retail as well. So it's very light. Now you can see it, yeah. And it penetrates immediately. It's like, immediately. And it smells so good.
I've
Um,
been eager to try it. Still haven't gotten my hands on that either.
what is your tomorrow probably? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's one of the newest ones. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And teenagers love it. Guys love it because it's not a sweet smell. It's a smell of a sage, so it's yeah. And even though it penetrates so quickly, it does not dehydrate the skin. Like it leaves the skin very nice and moist. And yes. The back bar. Oh, that was about the other oil. Yeah, so that comes in 1.35 in the retail and 2 ounces in the back bar. Cleanser. Sage cleanser is gonna smell very similarly. The retail is 2 or 4 ounces, and it's No, I have a retail label here, but it's gonna be 8 ounces for for the back bar. And I call it the clarifying the whole line because sage is clarifying, not just, you know, uh metaphysically, clearing the energy in the room, but also for the skin. It truly is, in a way of not, I don't like clarifying a antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, anything that is dehydrating. So that would be tea tree. You will find that I don't use tea tree essential oil because it dehydrates the skin so badly. And yes, it's beneficial, but once it dehydrates the skin, it stops being beneficial. So that's why I would use sage. That's why I would use manuka essential oil. Manuka plant is the same in the same family as tea tree, but it's not dehydrating onto the skin. So that also going to be offered as a facial, and I'm going to share my protocol for the sage facial. Which one now on the scalp? Raquel, which one were you asking? Oh, yes, absolutely. My husband uses for shaving, he uses on the scalp all my facial cleansers. So he doesn't, even like any shaving other and my boys too, for shaving, they use my facial cleansers.
What would you say the difference between the Sage Clarifying Cleanser and the Charcoal Cleanser is?
They're different, but at the same time is the same. Charcoal, well, Sage is a new cleanser. And back when I created the charcoal cleanser, I was not aware of the Sage. I didn't have the Sage one. So they can be chosen for the same skin type as of today because we have both. But charcoal topically and internally eliminates toxins um, on contact. So if somebody has a lot of like dull skin, like very dull skin and inflamed and all, they would go for the charcoal cleanser. And some people don't like black products. It's so interesting. Like I have a client who, actually not even one, that would not use the charcoal microfoliant, but would use the enzyme with added, she adds microdermabrasion crystals, so she wouldn't use the black. So for those people, now we have Sage Clarifying Cleanser.
Oh, I guess that's it.
Okay, any question? Oh, so one thing is new, not new, stem cell peptide firming serum that they wanted to mention also, because we used to sell separately the peptide serum and stem cell serum. Now we sell in one, just because we would recommend both. We want people to use both, and they complement each other. And why not? Why not to have in one and not in two bottles? So it's yes, all my products are pregnancy safe, but the the more intense fruit acid, the additional ones like that, the apple even AHA or like the for the nano, the scar reduction, the fruit acids, I wouldn't recommend just for the safety of not interfering with the melanin production. So, but
I could say personally that I still use the Flawless Skin Serum, but I have not used the Brighter Skin Serum just because of the intensity of the flushing. I was just cautious about that. But the fruit acid, or sorry, the Flawless Skin Serum, I use almost every night, and it's working great.
yeah, I was referring to those like additional ones, the professional only that we use in the treatments. I was referring to those, like the Apple EHA and the scar reduction, like those. And oh my gosh, what is the other one? The skin peel, it doesn't really peel, but we call it the peel.
Skin renewal.
Skin renewal, yeah. So I was just referring to those. I would stay away from those. Ozone does not, it's like the question, Trisha, hi, Trisha. So ozone products for pregnancy, ozone is safe and as the not to inhale. That's the one thing we don't do is inhale ozone. But so the way ozone products are made, so I have an oxygen tank and I have a ozone machine. And then all the other tubes going into the oil, to ozonate the oil. Or in that, at home, I also ozonate the water if somebody is not well at home, like we would drink ozonated water as well. So it's made from medical oxygen. So oxygen is obviously no contraindication for pregnancy or any person is essential for us. And so what happens when oxygen runs through ozone machine, it changes the structure, adding one molecule. So ozone, oxygen is two and ozone is three. So the third being, that's what makes ozone, no longer oxygen, but ozone is the third molecule. So the third molecule will connect immediately on contact to something that is toxin or free radical. So it looks for it. So it attaches to that and dissipates into the air. Like really, it doesn't even have to, because it's no longer a free radical. It's no longer gonna be causing issues, in the skin or anywhere. So, and when that happens, ozone no longer is ozone, now it's oxygen. So that's why it wouldn't be the contraindication for pregnancy or anybody really to use topically. Did they answer the question, Tisha? Or anybody else have a question?
I'm also going to answer Raquel's question. What would you recommend for scalp service? Because it leads in from the ozone. I use the Body Savior oil, which is ozonated body oil, or the Body Nutrients oil. So the ozone I've found amazing for dry scalp, but also more intensive like eczema or psoriasis. I actually went to, when I was in school, there was a student who had severe flakiness around her ears and in her scalp, and she used that Body Savior oil, and within a week it was like completely gone, which is crazy and amazing. Or if it's just dry scalp and just itchy, then the Body Nutrients, because of the turmeric and neem and ashwagandha, really help to neutralize dryness.
You can also mix those two. You can use, some of the ozonated oil, body oil, and some of the body nutrients oil, like to combine the benefits of both.
Oh, I guess we got disconnected. So the Body Savior oil and the Body Nutrients oil.
Yeah. Any other questions? Because I'm here to answer all your questions. Yes, the next month is going to be Amber Restore collection for the facial protocol. So I'm going to share, what we do and what products we need for that. And step by step, everything is going to be shared with you. And what products to also recommend for home care.
Also, if there's any feedback of what you would like for us to cover as well, because we have ideas, but we also like to know from our fellow estheticians.
Yes, 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 yes. We're working on it. We have already some, but we're updating the manuals. Shane asked if we can share manuals of the facials. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. The next, I don't know, Christina, maybe we can even share the manual before, like when people sign up for the next month webinar, we can share the manual so they have the questions already to ask.
Okay.
Okay. What else? What else would you like us to do as the webinars and the webinars? Do you want me to go on and on and on explaining all the products and facial protocols, or you want just like maybe one webinar, just any kind of question not related to any, specific area and just a Q&A? What would you prefer? Or just like today, some products and then questions and answers. Nobody?
To answer Shane also about products, we are creating info sheets, kind of like a shelf talker for every single product. It's just taking some time because there's lots of them.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely can choose, like, once we go over all the facial protocols, in the facial protocol too, we're gonna learn about each product, why we're using this particular product and this particular facial, and what that facial is benefiting, who is benefiting, from these products. And yeah, we definitely will do the product knowledge. You know,
Raquel, do you work? Maybe tell us a little bit about your business because your questions have been related to the scalp a lot. Do you have like a hair salon as well, or is it like a personal need for scalp treatments? I mean, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but I'm just curious.
mm. Well, psoriasis definitely one thing is how old is your nephew?
I could
20.
also stop the recording now, and if you want to hop on and talk instead of using the chat, that's fine
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Let's do that. Okay, everybody. See you next month.